Broadly, it can be divided into the political situation, the economic crisis that the country faces, and the security threats, both internal and external, that are a grave challenge to the country. While the economic crisis that we face and the internal and external security threats. I shall only make a brief statement on each one of them, and then we will take some questions. Firstly, on the political situation, we believe that there is a challenge to the constitutional and federal structure of the country. Federalism has been systematically weakened. State governments have been hampered and hamstrung. Revenues to state governments have been denied or reduced. And obstacles are placed in the way of state governments discharging their responsibilities. I shall give you only two examples. The first is Karnataka's promise of rice to the people of Karnataka, which was an election promise. Even though Karnataka is willing to pay for the rice, the Food Corporation has been instructed to refuse to give rice to Karnataka. This has never happened in the country before. The second example is Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh has faced devastation thanks to floods and landslides. Yet, the Prime Minister has not uttered a word, and the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh has told us that funds are being denied to Himachal Pradesh, especially disaster relief funds. Now, even a child will know why obstacles are being placed in the way of Karnataka and Himachal Pradesh. It is only because the BJP lost the election in these two states. There are other challenges. Firstly, in Manipur, since the 5th of May, Manipur has been burning. Since the 5th of May, we have had June, July, August, September, and then we are into September another week. We are today, I think, in about 157th day. The Prime Minister has found the time to visit several countries, to make a quick dash to attend the ASEAN summit and then come back for the G8. It's startling and deeply disappointing that he has not found 2 hours to visit Manipur. The Prime Minister's aircraft will take him to Manipur in about 2 hours, yet he has not found the time to visit Manipur, except a 2-minute mention of Manipur just before the Parliament session started. He has not spoken about Manipur. And what is happening in Kashmir? When Article 370 challenge is being heard by the Supreme Court, the government's lawyers and the government's officers file an affidavit and make statements that Jammu and Kashmir is returned to normalcy. What we see is far from normalcy. 3 days ago, a colonel, a major, a DSP, and a rifleman were killed by terrorists. And the next day, the government, the cabinet, and the BJP headquarters celebrate G20, even while entire Kashmir is in mourning. And again, yesterday, more security forces were killed. Certainly, Kashmir is nowhere near normal. Manipur is nowhere near normal. Yet the Prime Minister does not speak about it. There's a comprehensive failure of the Prime Minister and the Home Minister. I can multiply the examples of the deteriorating political situation, but I shall leave it there. Now we come to the economic situation. Inflation. The best test of inflation is whether the Reserve Bank of India will increase interest rates or maintain interest rates or reduce interest rates. For several months now, the Reserve Bank increased the interest rate, pointing to racing inflation. It has held the interest rate, but there is every indication that it will raise the interest rate again because inflation, especially retail inflation, is on many commodities either near double digit or cross double digit. Food inflation is over 10%. Even while the WPI is negative, the CPI is rising. And the government has no explanation. The government does not explain this phenomenon that the wholesale price index is falling, but the retail prices are rising. Unemployment, close to 8.5%. Exports, for the 7th month running, year-on-year, monthly exports have declined. In China, it has declined for 4 successive months. In India, it has declined for 7 successive months. Even the last data released by the NSO shows that several indicators are pointing to a grave crisis. One learned professor in a study has pointed out that the first quarter growth rates are suspect, while growth measured by production is 7.8%. Growth measured by expenditure is only 1.4%. We've had not this kind of discrepancy in the past. So he has questioned the 7.8%, and government has come up with a lame defense yesterday, which is reported by the media. So we have inflation, unemployment, slowing growth, falling exports, falling imports, and the government's responses completely going back to the olden days of market distortion, import duties, and other trade distorting measures. These are not the answer to India's economic challenges. In fact, these so-called answers will only worsen the situation. The third is the security challenges. I've already mentioned the security challenge in Manipur, the security challenge in Jammu and Kashmir, and add to that the Chinese challenge on our northern borders. The Chinese are standing firm in their position despite numerous talks at officers level, commanders level, foreign ministers level, and maybe even the Prime Minister and the head of government in China's level. The Chinese have not retreated an inch. What happened to the brave words, status quo ante? Nobody even speaks about the status quo ante. Remember the first few days, India's demand was status quo ante. Now, does anyone speak about the status quo ante? On the contrary, the status quo is being changed every day, every month to our detriment. More buffer zones are being created on erstwhile Indian-held territory. What does that mean? We are losing territory. The Chinese are commanding the territory or holding the territory. It's the Prime Minister's statement on the all-party meeting in June 19 June 2020 that no foreign troop is in Indian territory and nobody is intruded in the Indian territory. That is a statement which has encouraged China to continue its stubborn position of not retreating an inch. Therefore, we are all concerned about it. The Congress Working Committee is deliberating on these matters, and we will have a resolution shortly. And I think now we will open the floor for a few quick questions. If there are questions, will be answered by one of us. The floor is open for questions.
इसके पहले मैं बता दूं कि कांग्रेस वर्किंग कमेटी में 3 और प्रस्ताव पारित हुए हैं। अभी तो ये मेन प्रस्ताव पर चर्चा चल रहा है, पर इस बीच 3 प्रस्ताव पारित हुए हैं। पहला शोक प्रस्ताव था केरला के पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री उमन चैंडी जी के देहांत पर। दूसरा शोक प्रस्ताव था मणिपुर में जो हिंसा हुई है, लाखों लोग विस्थापित हुए हैं, 200 या 300 लोग मारे भी गए हैं और अभी भी हिंसा चल रहा है अलग अलग ज़िले में, मणिपुर में। उस पर एक शोक प्रस्ताव पारित हुआ है। और तीसरा प्रस्ताव शोक प्रस्ताव है जो हिमाचल प्रदेश में आपदा के वजह से लोगों की जान गए हैं, प्रॉपर्टी का नुकसान हुआ है और लाखों लोग विस्थापित हुए हैं। और इस प्रस्ताव में ये भी मांग की गई है कांग्रेस वर्किंग कमेटी की ओर से कि प्रधानमंत्री और उनकी सरकार जो आपदा हिमाचल प्रदेश को भुगतना पड़ा है उसको राष्ट्रीय आपदा घोषित किया जाए, ताकि जो सहायता सरकार से मिलना है वो सही पर्याप्त मात्रा में मिलेगा। अब तक नहीं मिला है, पर हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि प्रधानमंत्री कांग्रेस वर्किंग कमेटी की जो मांग है कि ये नेशनल डिज़ास्टर, ये नेचुरल डिज़ास्टर तो है पर ये नेशनल डिज़ास्टर भी है, ये प्राकृतिक आपदा है पर ये राष्ट्रीय आपदा है, ताकि केंद्र सरकार की ओर से जो राहत और सहायता मिलनी चाहिए हिमाचल प्रदेश को वो पर्याप्त मात्रा में मिले। एनी क्वेश्चंस? सॉरी,
the one nation, one election is an assault on the Constitution. We reject it. It is an attack on federalism. It will require at least 5 constitutional amendments. The The BJP knows it does not have the numbers to pass these constitutional amendments. Yet, if it puts forward this mirage of a one nation, one election, it is only to divert attention from the pressing issues and to create a false narrative. We reject this one nation, one election idea.
So what will be your main demands, prime demands in the coming special session?
What is the agenda of the present?
Asking the agenda also.
We have said former Congress President and the chairman of the Congress Parliamentary Party, Srimati Sonia Gandhi, has written a letter to the Prime Minister itemizing 9 items which should be discussed in this special session. We have not got a reply so far. If any of those 9 issues are included, we'll be happy, and we will certainly participate in the debate and contribute to a parliamentary discussion. But without the 9 items, what is the agenda they've got? The only agenda that attracted my attention was a bill to amend the Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioner's Appointment Act, which is actually destroying the independence of the Election Commission.
एक मिनट
सर एक तो मेरा आग्रह ये है कि चिदम्बरम साहब ने जो अंग्रेजी में सभी प्रस्तावों का डिटेल बताए, एक बार आप उसको संक्षेप में हिंदी में बताएं।
वो आपको हिंदी में प्रस्ताव मिल जाएगा।
मैं माइक के ऊपर से कह रहा था, सवाल ये है कि भारत जोड़ो यात्रा पार्ट 2 की चर्चा चल रही है क्या? CWC की बैठक में भारत जोड़ो पार्ट 2 की बात हुई और क्या इसको लेकर के कोई फैसला की उम्मीद है?
There have been requests by members of the Congress Working Committee. There have been requests by members of the Congress Working Committee that we should have a Bharat Jodo Yatra 2 from the east to the west. That matter is under consideration.
Haji, any question this side?
Opposition states accepted by the centre was discussed widely earlier, but there are comments from Chhattisgarh Deputy CM TSDO saying, praising Mr. Modi.
I think you've got it wrong. The Chhattisgarh Deputy Chief Minister was participating in an official function in which the central government and the state government were launching a project. Protocol required that he does not bring divisive or issues or areas of disagreement in such a meeting. What he said was formal, polite, and protocol consistent.
सरकारी वन मिनट सरकारी फंक्शनों में प्रधानमंत्री जाते हैं और कांग्रेस की आलोचना करते हैं, इंडिया गठबंधन की आलोचना करते हैं सरकारी कार्यक्रमों में। डिप्टी सीएम और प्रधानमंत्री मौजूद थे, तो प्रधानमंत्री की जो आदत है सरकारी कार्यक्रमों में विपक्ष की पार्टी करने की आलोचना की, वो पीड़ा हमें नहीं है, हम वो करते नहीं हैं। हम आलोचना राजनीतिक कार्यक्रमों में करते हैं, सरकारी कार्यक्रमों में नहीं करते हैं। One second, one by one. I'll come back to you. 1 minute.
The CWC is the top decision-making body of the Congress, and the Congress has decided to go with all the India Alliance partners in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. So, have there been any discussions on the seat-sharing arrangement and whether you will have a tie-up with like-minded parties, especially in states like Punjab, West Bengal, and Kerala? Because there have been internal, opposition to holding off having seat sharing with these parties.
I think every member who spoke at the CWC so far has supported the India bloc India alliance and has suggested that we should take it forward and strengthen the India alliance. One or two members said that the seat arrangement should be concluded as early as possible. Now, the mechanics of finalizing the seat arrangements is not a matter for the CWC. It is a matter for the 14-member executive committee of the India Alliance, and I'm sure they are focusing on that responsibility and they will address that task.
Haji, boliye. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Was there any discussion on the 5 election home states?
Yes, obviously. Well, Telangana is not in the first round. No? Telangana is among the 5 states, and the fact that we are holding a meeting in Hyderabad obviously stresses the importance we attach to these 5 state elections. Members from Chhattisgarh, Telangana, Madhya Pradesh, and Rajasthan have spoken. I think Mizoram has not yet spoken. They have spoken, and they have explained the situation in those states. And the reports are quite encouraging, and they are generally happy reports.
एक मिनट आपको कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष का जो स्पीच है आपको मिल गया होगा, उसमें साफ उन्होंने कहा है कि इन 5 राज्यों के बारे में चुनाव की जो चर्चा है वो कल होगी. आज वर्किंग कमेटी की बैठक है जहां राजनीतिक, आर्थिक और जो सुरक्षा से लेकर मुद्दे हैं उस पर चर्चा हुई है. चुनावी मुद्दों पर कल चर्चा होगी. हाँ जी, यस मैम, एट द बैक. एक मिनट एक करके.
The lady, please.
Come on.
CWC is the highest decision-making body of Congress Party. Has there been any deliberations, discussions in the special session that government has called? The agenda has come on stage, but if something that is being speculated around comes in the special session, any strategy, any deliberations on that?
I just answered that question. Chairperson of the CPPP has addressed a letter to the Prime Minister listing 9 subjects that we have proposed for discussion in the special session. We have not got a reply so far to that letter. On the contrary, the government seems to be treating it as a routine session. The only item that attracted my attention, I may have missed anything, only item that attracted my attention was the Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioner's appointment bill, which is to be amending the Act. And I think that is a damaging bill. It will reduce the status of the election commissioners. It will undermine the independence of the Election Commission. We will oppose that bill.
Sir, anything on Sanatan? Because
One second, please. You've had your turn. Siddharth, yeah. One question, please. One question.
What is the question?
Was there any discussion?
No, there has been no discussion on Sanatan Dharma. Congress President has made it absolutely clear that the Congress Party is not willing to be drawn into any controversy on Sanatan Dharma. We believe that Sarva Dharma Sambhav, equal respect for all religions, and we stand by that position. That has been the consistent position of the Congress Party for many, many decades, and we are not getting drawn into any controversy on that issue.
इसके ऊपर कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट ने अपने भाषण में भी कुछ कहा है. आपको मिल गया होगा कॉपी. हाँ जी, एक मिनट, जिसने एक सवाल नहीं उठाया पहले. हाँ प्लीज गो अहेड.
What?
सर,
Kamalnath ji has announced that the India rally in Bhopal is cancelled.
no, I have no idea. I have no information. हाँ जी अरुण.
Arun,
सबसे सवाल है, सवाल का जवाब आपने दिया है सनातन धर्म पे. अरुण साहब, आपकी पार्टी का कोई एक जो इंडिया ब्लॉक है उसका कोई एक पक्ष कोई बात कहता है, सवाल कांग्रेस से पूछे जाते हैं और आपका स्टेट है वो उसका जो डीएमके डिस्कस कर हर बात क्यों डीएमके इस तरह से कोशिश कर रहा है?
I am not speaking for the DMK, but I can tell you what the DMK has said. Please note the distinction I'm making. I'm not speaking for the DMK, but the DMK has said that they are not opposed to any religion. They are opposed to the caste oppression and caste hierarchy and all that goes with caste hierarchy. Suppression of women, oppression of Dalits, and as you all well know, the impediments placed on the so-called lower caste by the caste hierarchy. So the DMK has explained, it is in that context they have mentioned Sanatan Dharma, but let me make it very clear, we are not getting drawn into that controversy.
हाँ जी, और कुछ सवाल?
Sandeep Phukan.
अच्छा संदीप,
Sandeep Phukan.
वेयर इज ही?
Yeah.
हाँ संदीप.
president says that you refuse to get brought to it. And BJP has made it a big issue. The joint rally of India law in Bhopal has been cancelled. That's what Mr. Kamalnath said. They said that's because BJP says it is because Congress cannot face the
So what's the question? I didn't get it.
they are alleging that you are not able to face the voters of Madhya Pradesh because of this controversy.
We are holding a rally tomorrow in Telangana. If we are unwilling or afraid to face the people, will we hold a rally in Telangana and Hyderabad? As Jairam has already answered, we have no information about the cancellation of the rally. We'll find out why the rally has been allegedly cancelled.
हाँ जी.
These are fake controversies. Are you affected? Whether India has changed to Bharat or India has not changed to Bharat? Is your family affected? Are your children affected? Are your children's education affected? Is your health improves or health deteriorates if India has changed to Bharat? These are fake controversies. The constitution makers are far more intelligent and wise than any one of us living today. Ambedkar and his compatriots said, India, that is Bharat. We believe India is Bharat.
Okay, last question. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I want to know what are the reasons for retail price inflation and will bringing the gas prices down to 500 rupees help to control it or what more needs to be done?
Gas prices can be reduced. In fact, when crude oil prices and associated gas prices were far lower levels, the government stubbornly refused to reduce the prices of petrol, diesel, and cooking gas. The government profited. I emphasize that. Government profited from maintaining high prices. Gas prices could have been reduced. Now, if you ask me the question, by reducing it to 500 rupees, is that a real reduction? No, it may not be a real reduction, but it is a real relief to the people. It is not a reduction because the burden is borne by the government, but it is great relief to the people, and the people will be happy if gas prices are available, gas is available at about 500 rupees a cylinder. That is the logic of promising gas at 500 rupees.
आखिरी क्वेश्चन. एक मिनट.
मीटिंग में राहुल जी और सोनिया जी ने क्या बोला कुछ ऐसा?
Mrs. Gandhi made a brief statement. I'm sure the copy of the statement will be released to you. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has not yet spoken, unless he has spoken in the last 20 minutes, but I expect him to speak.
Okay, ठीक है, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
अभी चली नहीं सर